and welcome to another exciting episode of Sports Federation TV. This is the show where we talk about what happens in Cape Town, all kinds of sport, from gymnastics, yurtskate, figure skating, and a range of other sports. Tonight we're chatting racing, pigeon racing, as well as male and female racing of the humankind. So we're only talking racing tonight, and we'll be exploring the Sanlam Cape Town Marathon. We'll be chatting to Andy from In Touch Running Club, and we'll be chatting to the folk from the Racing Pigeon Association. So we've got a jam-packed show. We've got some awesome footage that we'd like to show you. Don't go away. We're going to have an awesome time. Andy, good evening and welcome. You well?
Good evening. No, I'm fine. No problems at the moment.
Good. In Touch Running Club, is that because people touch each other, or how did the name come about? Let's start there.
No, I know this is a very catchy kind of name. You know, when we run, we always hear people shouting, "Stay in touch, you're in touch." Yeah, it's like touching each other through running, through walking especially, and just generally be out there, you know, doing a healthy kind of pastime.
Okay. How long has the club been in existence?
The club initially started off as a walking club with females only, and then around about 2008 they decided to join up with Western Province Athletics, and that is when I think the females also brought in some of their husbands, their boyfriends, etc. So then the club kind of opened up, where and initially it was also more a family type of club, where you have your husbands and the boyfriends and the children. But lately it's open to everybody.
And you see that the club is based in Kuilsriver. Is that the predominant membership base, or do you have members from across the metro?
Yeah, because it started out with the founder member, Priscilla Williams. She resides in Kuilsriver, and she started the club with a few of the ladies around there, just walking and just getting together on the social basis. And you will find that the nucleus will be in Kuilsriver, but we don't really, you know, stop anybody from joining from anywhere.
So I'm assuming that your training sessions and everything happen in Kuilsriver predominantly.
That's correct. We normally start our runs from the Zevenwacht Mall, where we also have our annual race from. Then also the Zevenwacht area, the Spar at Zevenwacht area. And we do a lot of our runs on the Zevenwacht Wine Estate, because that is also the route that we normally do our race through. So and it's actually very nice out there, you know, a lot of hills, and the scenic surroundings. That's, I think it's a plus for our club.
Absolutely. And I mean, your race probably gets about 1,500 to 2,000 people, just because it's out there, I assume.
Yeah, especially this year we had a bumper race. We had over or close to 1,800 people just doing the 10Ks. That's apart from the 5K fun walk. So it was a very good year for us this year. Unfortunately, our race has been dogged by rain for the last 3 years. Not this year, we were lucky, but the past 3 years we used to have rain, but we still managed to draw quite a large crowd of people, you know, because they actually look forward to the uphill run. For the first 5Ks, normally it's uphill into the farm and then back again, but then it's a very fast downhill again. So yeah, we have quite a good turnout at our races.
And I mean, a lot of the time, and the entry starts at the Zevenwacht Mall. Are they part of your club in any way? Do they sponsor you? Do they get? Is there a good partnership with them?
I think we have built up a very good relationship with them over the years, and they are also supporting especially the 5K run, because they feel that they want to start at grassroots and get more people involved. So they sponsor the medals, they sponsor the goodie bags, things like that. So their emphasis is mainly on getting new people into the sport.
Yeah. Okay. How big is your club? How many members do you have within your club?
At present, our membership stands at about 117 members. We are a very close club. If you know what I mean, is that it's like yes, it's more like a family thing, and this is the thing that actually drew me to the club. I used to belong to some other club, and I was always looking at the In Touch guys. They hug each other when they see each other. They have, it's like a family outing, you know, on a Saturday or a Sunday, And I think that is what drew me to the club initially, and I think we still have that kind of culture where we support each other. We just one big family.
Okay, and then in terms of you, you said the club is about 150 people.
115, yeah.
Yeah. And the average age, is it from primary school or high school all the way up
Yeah.
to the young adults?
Yeah, as I've said, initially they started off, having the ladies just doing the walks, and you will find that our club members, they are still of the, I won't say the older club, the ladies won't like it, but the more mature people,
Yeah.
We have a lot of over 50s, some into the 60s and 40s. Unfortunately, we do not have that many senior runners, or under 20 runners. We've got about 3 juniors at the moment, but the nucleus or the bulk of our club is actually made up of the more mature runners.
Okay. And training it happens when and where?
Training is at the moment it is Tuesdays, Thursdays, where you have your training groups together. We've got a 21K group, we've got a 10K group, we've got a walking group. The walking group is under the leadership or under the guidance, I will say, of Mari Ace, one of the ladies who was part of the original group. They do their walks mainly at the Kalen High School, where they either walk around the school field, and on Thursdays they venture out onto the roads. They do some kind of time trial walks, and but that is the type of activity that we have. Certain groups like 21, the 10, the walking group, etc.
So what does the 10K group do?
Uh,
Do they only run 10K? Is that
they
the
focus.
goal to run an event at 10K
Yeah.
or?
You will normally find that some of them come from the walking, and then they would like to move on to the road, to the running side of things, and they will focus mainly on doing a 10Ks, etc. Then you'll have your 21K group, and then also your longer distances where they will do longer runs. They will do hill sessions up at the farm, and that's how they manage to do their training.
And then I assume that as with most clubs, you would have an LSD run on a Saturday or a Sunday, a long slow distance run.
Yeah, that happens mainly on Saturdays. The most popular route that we take is out on the Polkadry road to Stellenbosch and back. That is where you'll find us most of the time over weekends. Then also midweek, you'll find that some of them will be running up to Brackenfell and back to Zevenwacht Mall. So yeah, that we have plenty of routes that we can choose from there.
Because you're central, you can go to Somerset West in any direction, really.
Yes, but like I say, mostly it is on the Stellenbosch route because it's nice and hilly also out there.
And particularly now since the road has been resurfaced, makes it a lot easier to run there with a broad shoulder.
It definitely is, yes. In the past, I remember we used to go out at 4:30 in the mornings, and you always have to look around, because you have to be very careful on the roads. We cannot just assume that cars do see you. So yeah, it is much better now.
You've raised an interesting point. Tell us about, give the viewers some idea of some of the safety things that we should be considering when we run at 4 o'clock in the morning.
First of all, reflective gearing, because that is actually the main thing that is normally the cause of accidents. So we are very, very strict on that one, that you either have your reflective belt, you have jackets, and many of our runners, they do wear the headlamps so that you can be seen. But then also common sense, that run facing the oncoming traffic, etc., and don't do stupid things on the road.
Absolutely.
Because you are not going to win against the car. Yeah.
Absolutely. And a lot of people do their training early mornings, as an example, 4 o'clock before work, or even in the evenings. Some of them have prepared themselves well, or not so well, for the event that's happening on Sunday, the Sanlam Cape Town Marathon. How many members of your club are participating?
We have entered 33 members for the 42Ks and 18 members for the 10Ks. And there will be 3 novices who will be tackling the 42Ks for the first time. I mean, there was one guy who was so serious about the whole thing. He said for 16 weeks he followed a very strict program. So I'm hoping for the best for Chris on Sunday.
And you think Chris will do a sub 5?
I asked him, and he said he just want to get through it.
What do you think the Sanlam Cape Town Marathon brings to Cape Town as an event?
Well, first of all, other than providing a marathon of world class, it is also for the people to see Cape Town, because many of us, we live in Cape Town, but we don't really see it. And the best way to see your city is to do it on foot, and because when you're in the car, you don't notice everything, but when you're on the road, you suffer on the road, and then you are forced to look around, and you see quite a number of things that you ordinarily wouldn't see. So yeah, you get to know your town, and it's very nice. Cape Town is a beautiful place to run in, and I've ran in a couple of cities and towns in South Africa, and Cape Town is fantastic, especially when you get closer to Sea Point in that area. Then there's nothing to beat Cape Town. Absolutely,
you get a bird's eye view right up front of the buildings.
That's correct.
Andy, give some of us some last-minute tips as an experienced runner, what to look out for on the event, in terms of nutrition potentially, or in terms of just managing the event. Like a little advice you'll give a guy like Chris.
Yeah,
who's running the marathon for the first time.
Yeah, well, first of all is he must rest this week. You know, you get these guys, they panic and they want to, you cram the last minute training into it. That's not going to work. Your diet, obviously, you are going to pack in a little more carbohydrates than usual. So 2 to 3 days before Sunday, I will advise him now to put in as much carbohydrates as he could. And then on the day of the race, obviously, don't try anything new. That is, everybody knows that by now, but believe me, there will always be people who will try something new on Sunday morning. And then the nerves, unfortunately, there's not much one can do about the nerves, but start slowly, because 42 Ks is still 42 Ks, whether it's a flat route or not, it's very long. And it hits you after 30 Ks, 35 Ks, then you really start wondering, what am I doing here? So yeah, that's what I will say is, don't try anything new and take it easy, especially if you're a novice.
Absolutely, and like you rightly said, from the 30K mark to the 42, that's where mind over matter comes in more than, you've got the training, you've got it in the legs, now your mind needs to play that part to say, you can do this.
Yes, yeah, that is where the self-belief must actually come in. And if you've done the homework, then obviously you will get the results. But that, especially for first-time runners, that is the hardest part, because they sometimes don't believe that they can finish. And once the legs start going, then your mind also start going and start playing tricks on you. But we will all get through in the end.
Absolutely. In closing, why would you say someone should be running any event, or just running in general?
I've done cycling before, and I always, what I loathed about it, if I can use that term, is that when I go out and cycle, then I have to put on kit, I have to put on special shoes, I have to put on a helmet, I have to see that my bike is in order, and then most of the time, the worst thing that can happen if you have a puncture, things like that, kilometers away from home. With running is different. You can just put on comfortable shoes, that's good for you, clothing, and just head out of the door, because there's not much preparation that you really need. You can run anywhere, anytime, and if you keep your head, you can get through a run without any accidents. Cycling, the risks are so much higher, and because you're so far from home sometimes, it can become a problem if you have a breakdown. With running, you can walk home.
Absolutely. But remember, make sure that you choose the right running shoes for the type of feet that you have. That's the most important part about running. You can put on any shorts, you can put on any t-shirt. Your feet are the most important part when it comes to running. Andy, how do people find out more about your club?
Well, they can contact me directly, but we do have a Facebook site. You can just search for In Touch Athletic Club, Kuils River. If you do want to get in touch with me, you can contact me on my cell number at 082-318-7615, and I will put you in touch with the club captain.
Andy, thank you for your time. We wish all your runners a good, safe event on Sunday, and we'll get you back in studio sometime soon.
Thank you very much.
Let's take a break, and when we will come back, we'll chat racing pigeons. See you now.